Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sly here with Flo, and today we're talking about the last practice of 49ers training camp for the public. Now, Flo, we saw a lot of good things out there, a lot of bad things. What stands out to you, man?
First and foremost, the thing that caught me off guard was how hard these guys were going for their last practice. Me and you went in there expecting them just kind of be like running through like little routines, but they actually came out there and really gave it good competition on both sides. We got a good, probably 30 minutes. Pretty nice. The bad, Trey Lance, man, he had kind of a rough day today. Not all his fault. Mostly because our offensive line, man, it looked suspect today. They were getting destroyed. They were getting worked constantly. Guys in the backfield. Trey Lance really had no time to throw. And the times he did have shots, he kind of missed a little bit long. He's still missing long. And that was pretty much the bad. The goods, I liked our running back play today. Both Trey Sermon and Jermichael Hasty, they looked good. Trey Sermon had some nice cuts, got positive yards pretty much every single time he touched it. And then Jermichael Hasty hit a home run bomb. He took it to the house. I like that. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, man, the thing that stands out to me is Daniel Brunskill, man. He just pathetic, man. I'll just be real, man. Absolutely pathetic. Hiking the ball to the ground. He got blown up one play where his ass was on the floor, man. Just got paint kicked. You see his legs up in the air. He was just getting dominated, man. He was just getting blown up. Every time we try to run the ball kind of up the middle and Brunskill was in there, we got nothing, man, because he was just getting owned, man. All the defensive tackles were just abusing him like a little stepchild. So that was bad. That was really concerning to me. Like you said, Trey Lance didn't look great, 10 for 20, missed on pretty much all his deep passes, got one pass interference call, so that would have helped us out a little bit. But as far as completions, him and Debo Samuel, they're just not on the same page at all, man. Every time he threw the Debo, there's no connection there. It just kept missing. Him and Ayuk had that nice connection on that last play, that 25-yard strike. That was good. That looked really good. So we had good, bad. One guy that stood out for me on the defensive side was Kamika Toure, man. Every time he was on the field, man, he was getting in the backfield, just dominating all our tackles, just pretty much dominating. He was everywhere, all over the field. He really stood out to me. And also Samson Ebukam, another dude, every time he was just dominating. One play, I believe it was a toss to the right side, and Ebukam just blew that play up like nothing. They just stopped the play because I think it was like a 6-yard loss. He's looking really good. Him and Toure, both these guys, man, really excited to see these two guys because they were all just amazing.
Yeah, man. And another guy to add to those two guys was Drake Jackson. Mm-hmm. Drake Jackson also looked really good. We were like, dang, this guy's freaking destroying, because we couldn't really get a good view of him. But we knew it was somebody kept disrupting all these plays, and it was Drake Jackson, man. He was kind of feeding today. Looked really good, especially for a rookie. So those three guys, man, they were just in the backfield the whole time, I felt like.
Mm-hmm. And one guy also that in the secondary that stood out was Sammy Womack, man. He broke up a pass intended to Juwan Jennings, and every day he's breaking up passes, and it was like in the goal line, and right there, Womack, boom, right there, just broke it down. He looks good, man. He looks the part, so I'm excited for him. He really has been exciting, the underdog this offseason, and I think he's definitely going to make the team, man.
Yeah, and one thing I was a little bit kind of not concerned, but I guess it could be a good thing too, was I was surprised that these receivers weren't winning a lot of the battles, because our two main corner guys were out, Mosley and Chavarius Ward. It was pretty much what Ambry Thomas and Lenore were the two main guys, and they didn't really give up anything besides that PI that you said about Lenore. They didn't really give up that big play. I'm not sure if that's a good thing that these guys are improving, or that just right now Trey Lance is not finding that connection with the receivers.
Yeah, Sudfeld actually had it's Purdy that had that nice throw to Malik Turner. Malik Turner, man, he's been a stud this whole training camp. Another touchdown bomb. On the left side, I think that was Ambry Thomas, I believe, was in coverage.
That one's
Ambry Thomas. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he did it again. Where he just jumps up to his high point and catches it and just takes it to the house. No one could stop him. So Malik Turner, man, this guy has had such a great camp, just dominating out there. So he's really exciting, man. Like, I know he's a lot to make this team. I know people were saying he wasn't going to make this team. This guy's a stud. He's been a stud this whole training camp, and he just, again, he had a few other catches out there that really were nice. So I think he definitely is going to make this team.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one of our 5 receivers. He actually might have been our, third best receiver, including George Kittle at the tight end position this whole camp, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been catching on so many balls out there that it's not even been funny, man.
Yeah, I'd put Ayuk, Kittle, and then Turner as that third guy so far in camp, and then Juwan Jennings and Debo Samuel right now barely coming back. He's probably the last guy as far as Trey Lance's comfort with.
Yeah, and also Bosa, man. He was not in there on 11-11s a lot, but when he was, dude batted a ball down, just getting the backfield. They really have him out there a lot just because he just dominates, man. Wherever he's at, this fool like is amazing, man. So every time you saw him out there, he was making a play. So the guy's a stud, man. The guy's absolutely a stud, man. So
yeah, the one good thing, because obviously our offense didn't have too many wins against the defense. I do like the fact that they're taking a ton of shots this year. It seemed like a lot of play action stuff and a lot of like double crosses underneath. I like that in our offense. That's something I haven't seen in the last few years. And then Trey Lance, the positive I gave him, he did have that pretty nice run down the right sideline where he took off for like what was like 25 or 35 yards.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool to see.
I think we're gonna do that a lot, man. I think this is gonna be a heavy running team. Trey Lance maybe ran into the ground, but right now he's not as accurate as we want. So I think what you saw at the Cardinals game, I think that's what you're going to see. I really do think that's what you're going to see a lot from this team. You know, heavy running, giving the ball to whoever it is, Sermon, Mitchell, whoever it's going to be. So I think we're going to be, I think, top 5 in running. I really do think that we're going to be top 5 in running because we're going to run so much, man.
And then Hufanga, man, he looks like he's the real deal out there on the safety, man. He had that play where he almost picked off Trey Lance, jumped the route from like 10 yards out. Should have had it. I believe it hit him in the chest, but that would have been a pick 6. But that guy's instincts are off the chain.
That was insane, man. That play right there stood out to me the most, you know, just because he read Trey Lance. I think he was eyeing him the whole time. I think he was eyeing Debo or someone. And Hufanga read that like a book, man, just reading his eyes, and he just jumped it. And yeah, he would have been a pick 6. Trey Lance didn't look the best on that play, but Hufanga, man, he's just coming into his own. I think he pretty much solidified after today's practice. He probably solidified that starting role, man, because I know him and Tarvarius Moore were going at it for that first, who got that first starting lineup. But Hufanga, man, absolutely stud play, and he's just had a great camp, man.
And well, what you think about Danny Gray and Marcus Johnson? What you think about those two guys?
Danny Gray had that one catch. He only had one catch, I believe, for was it like 15, 20 yards off the right side. He looked all right, but he kind of was quiet out there. Marcus Johnson, he did pretty solid, but he caught probably the most in camp today, but he did drop, I think, 1 or 2 passes. I know one to the left sideline. It wasn't the best pass. I believe it was from Sudfeld, but he got to catch it. I know it was 2 hands. He had 2 hands on it. He kind of had a not dive a little bit, but he didn't catch it. So honestly, I think Marcus Johnson, he does have an outside chance looking in. I think right now we're going to go with 6 receivers, and I think he might be the one that doesn't make it. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think he's not going to make this team. I think it's going to be pretty much Ayuk. Then we got Debo Jennings. After that, Turner, like you said. Ray, and Danny Gray. I think those are the guys that we're going to go with.
Yeah, Ray, he actually made a few plays out there today, too. He looked pretty good. Nothing special, no deep passes, really. But he made a few catches out there that you could say, okay. And Juice was doing everything. He was catching a lot of passes on the flat. So he was doing his thing, looked pretty solid. So he's one guy you could always rely on, you know, the Pro Bowler use check. So that was cool to see. And also, of course, I can't talk about anyone else other than our boy Fred Warner, man. He was all over the field, obviously. He's pumping up the defense, pumping up the fans, man. He almost had an interception from Trey Lance. He just read him like a book. He's looking good, man. He's looking like he's ready to go. So even in the drills, man, this guy was like nailing people, you know. So he does not care who you are, man. He just wants to hit somebody. I think he's ready. He's ready to go. He wants the season to start now.
Yeah, man, he definitely looks like the vocal leader. Obviously, Nick Bosa, he's that presence, but I think Fred Warner's kind of like you said, he's that vocal leader. He's that energy for that defense.
And one guy I'll give credit to, he probably won't make this team, but he made a play in the backfield that I kind of took a few steps back, like, whoa, that was nice. It was Atkins, the undrafted free agent, I believe, from Fresno State. He actually blew up a play bad in the backfield. I think he hit Hasty. It was bad, man, where he just like dominated the offense line. But like I said, the offensive line, man, we have a lot of work to do because they were just getting abused out there. Really was Trey Lance probably could have been sacked like 4 or 5 times today, but they just let the play go on. But just I don't know, man. We got to work on that because right now it looks like our offensive line definitely is not ready for the first week.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting seeing what they do in this preseason game. Is it just going to be our defense is that elite, or is just our offensive line is that horrible? That's going to be pretty much the whole thing in preseason, just seeing how these guys perform.
Yeah, so that's what we got, guys. Make sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.